Previously on When Calls the Heart.
Raise your right hand.
Did you just become sheriff?
Yes.
Julie! You didn't write to say you were coming.
Well, I wanted to surprise you.
What you selling?
It's my own secret formula.
People are getting sick.
Maybe we should take a little break.
You're testifying for the prosecution, and you're testifying for the defense.
Why did you do it, Henry?
I find you, Henry Gowan, guilty of the misappropriation of public funds.
Julie. That's really good.
Thank you.
I mean, I always knew you loved art, but lately you seem downright inspired.
I think it's being around the children. Something about the openness of their minds. It's very freeing. They make it easy to feel creative.
You're doing really well.
You don't sound so surprised.
I'm not surprised at all. Care to do the honors, Miss Thatcher?
Why, thank you, Miss Thatcher. Come along, everyone, and bring those beautiful minds with you. Good morning. Bye.
You could cut the budget for new bunks in the jail.
Those mattresses are so old and thin.
It's a jail, not the Ritz.
Can I help you?
You can if you're Mayor Stanton.
I am.
I'm Jacob Weston with the National Pacific Railroad.
It's nice to meet you. Finally, we've been waiting. This is our sheriff, Bill Avery.
Of course, Bill Avery. Heard a lot about you.
I hope I get a chance to defend myself.
No need. Everything that's said was positive.
So you're here to talk about our new depot?
I am indeed.
Great. Now that the line's been completed, we'd like to see it open as soon as possible.
Town's been waiting a long time.
Yes, well, I'm sorry to say they're going to be disappointed.
What do you mean?
I mean, we've decided not to build a depot in Hope Valley.
You can't do that.
We can. And we did.
Mr. Weston, why aren't you building a depot here?
Because there are greater cost benefits to building Jameson.
But we have a contract.
And we have lawyers. Look, this was a business decision. It wasn't personal.
You're wrong. It's personal to everyone in this town. A lot of people didn't even want your company to lay track through our valley. But once it was voted on, everyone worked to welcome the railroad.
And it's a betrayal of all of their trust.
Look, it wasn't my decision. I'm just the messenger.
I always liked the way the Greeks dealt with people who brought bad news.
Lucky for me, they say this town has an honorable sheriff.
Well, you might have heard wrong about that.
Mr. Weston, let's go somewhere where we can talk. I own the cafe. It's quiet this time of day.
We'd just be wasting our breath, Mrs. Stanton. The decision's been made. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an office to clear out.
I can't believe this is happening.
He's got an army of lawyers on his side.
And we've got to persuade him without going to court.
How are we going to do that?
I don't know, but I need you to keep him from leaving this town.
I can do that.
For our art class today, I'm going to show you the secret to the perfect face. First, you draw an oval. Then, divide it into quarters. Divide the lower half again. The nose goes here. The mouth here. And the eyes go here.
Miss Thatcher, is there a girl or boy's face?
It can be whichever you want it to be, Anna. You choose. And then you add eyebrows and ears.
Dottie, I love this new space we have. The bank having to relocate is the best thing that could have ever happened to us.
How are the new designs coming?
Great. You're going to love them. These sketches would impress Madame Cherie herself.
Good, because I have news. I received a telegram from a high-end boutique in Union City. They heard about the gowns that we're selling in Cape Fullerton. And they'd like to place an order.
Oh, Dottie! Congratulations! That's wonderful.
Well, I couldn't have done it without your designs.
Oh, I can see it now. Union City, Hamilton, then New York, and someday Paris.
Oh, well, one step at a time. I'm off to Buxton to buy fabric. Clara's busy finishing a dress in the back. The shop is yours. Oh, and good luck with the sketches, madame. Ladies, I'm off to Buxton.
Oh, have a good trip.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies. Can I help you with anything?
Oh, we're just admiring this dress.
Oh, well, you have good taste. That's one of my original designs. Elegant, yet subtle. Wouldn't you agree?
You're so talented. I've never seen such a stunning dress.
Would you like to try it on, Wilma?
I can't.
Oh, why not? You said you needed a dress and it would look beautiful on you.
It truly would. Your eyes and that color.
Oh, I'd love to, but it looks expensive. We should be going. Thank you for your time, Rosemary. Sorry to bother you.
Oh, no, not at all. If you change your mind, you know where to find me.
Are you sure?
Yes, I totally can't.
Nicely done, Laura.
Thanks, Miss Thatcher.
Anna, since you're drawing a girl, try to make the lips a little fuller. Like this?
That's it. Good.
Can I see? In a minute.
Come on, just let me see.
Robert, you ripped it!
Oh dear.
It's ruined. I really didn't mean to.
It's okay, Anna. You can draw a new one. True art is ever changing. Are you okay? Good.
I agree. And if the town doesn't grow, neither does my business.
I was expecting to pick up a lot of work at my shop.
Oh, how could this happen? Well, first Abigail helps Gowan get parole, and now the railroad is walking all over.
Maybe the job is too big for her. Abigail is too
Is there a problem?
They're not happy about the railroad.
I see. Well, if it matters, neither am I. But we're not giving up.
They're a big company, Abigail, and we're a small town.
How do we make them do what they promised?
I don't know, but we will find a way. Of course you will.
Thank you.
Certainly.
Lawrence, wait up.
They're just afraid, Abigail, that's all.
To be honest, so am I.
The town will survive if the railroad doesn't stop here. Some merchants might fare a little better than others, yes, but it's not like we're just gonna fade away.
Lee, I have bigger plans for this town than just not fade away.
Right. Right.
Hello, Mrs. Hayford. Anna, where did you go? We were looking for you.
She came running home at lunch.
Why? Did something happen?
Robert ripped my drawing this morning. I was working really hard on it.
Anna, I'm so sorry. I'll speak with Robert.
Why don't you go and play? I don't mean to make a fuss, Miss Thatcher, but from what Anna tells me, your sister simply brushed the whole thing off. That's why Anna's so upset.
Julie is apprenticing with me. She's still learning how to manage a classroom. I will have a word with her.
You sure you can't stay for dinner? The special tonight's beef stew at Abigail's Cafe. Can't pass that up.
Well, thank you, but I have dinner plans in Rock Creek.
Well, plans can change. What's that old saying? The best laid plans of mice and men?
Car was running fine when I got here.
Mysterious machines. I favor a horse myself.
I don't suppose there's a mechanic in this town.
No, sadly there's not. There's one in Union City, so you send a wire. Might be here in a couple days.
Why so long?
Oh, the stage from Union City is very slow. Too bad he couldn't take the train.
I guess I better get a room.
Well, let me remind you about the beef stew down at Abigail's Cafe. Compliments of Hope Valley.
I don't think I have much choice.
I was walking by.
And you noticed the dress again. Is it for a special occasion?
It's our anniversary soon. Kurt is taking me to a dance in Benson Hills. I wanted to buy a new dress. Something Kurt would like. Feels like I haven't bought a nice dress in years.
Well, I tell you what, why don't you come inside and try it on?
Oh, I couldn't.
Don't be silly, of course you can.
I don't know, Rosemary. The price.
Well, it doesn't cost anything to try it on. Come on.
What's the harm?
There's the spirit.
When we entered into the agreement, we thought Hope Valley had the best growth potential in the area. Now we think Jameson does.
Oh, then put a depot in both towns.
Unfortunately, that's more money than the railroad is willing to invest.
You're a lawyer, aren't you, Mr. Weston?
Chief counsel with the National Pacific.
Didn't they teach you contract law where you went to school?
Absolutely. Which is why I know the contracts can be altered. Or even terminated.
Through negotiations, yes, but that's not what you're doing. You're dictating.
I'm doing what's best for my client.
And I'm trying to do what's best for my town.
And you're doing a fine job. It's just not going to change anything.
Mr. Weston, I'd like you to meet with the town. Explain to them why this is happening.
I'm sorry, Mayor. I'm a lawyer. I'm not a public relations executive. Good day.
How are you doing in there, Wilma?
1 second.
We're in luck.
It's almost exactly her size.
Look at you.
I could make a few alterations.
Oh, no. The dress is absolutely stunning on you.
Really? It's a beautiful dress. But I don't think it's a good idea.
Well, since I'm the designer, I think I should have a say in who gets to wear my dress. I can honestly say I wouldn't want anyone to wear it except for you.
We don't have a lot of money. To be honest, I make most of my family's clothes myself.
Well, what if I gave you my designer discount? 40% off.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I didn't think I could ever own something like this.
Is that a yes?
Yes. I hope Kurt likes it.
Oh, I promise you, Wilma. He won't even remember his own name when he sees you in that dress.
Have a great day, everyone.
Be sure to show your parents your beautiful artwork. You did a great job.
Anna, may I see your drawing?
Oh, and the one that got torn? Oh, well, I can see it's very good.
It really was. I'm really sorry I wrecked your picture, Anna. He didn't mean to.
Thank you for saying that, Robert.
Thanks, Miss Thatcher.
Being around young people may be exhilarating, but it's exhausting too. How do you keep this up day after day?
Julie, we need to talk.
About what?
Well, Anna ran home at lunch because Robert tore her drawing.
Really? She didn't seem that upset about it at the time.
Well, exactly what happened.
From what I could gather, Robert was reaching to see Anna's drawing and he accidentally ripped it.
But did she seem okay?
I suppose not.
Sometimes children are reluctant to speak up when something's bothering them. You have to do a little digging to find out what's wrong.
Just when I think I'm getting the hang of teaching.
Julie, mistakes are how we learn. I apologize to Anna's mother. Robert apologized to Anna. We'll move on.
You take that back. Make me. Take it back. No.
Robert, Cody, stop that! Stop it! No, what is this all about?
They said my mom was a bad mayor. What I said was my dad thinks Mr. Coulter should be mayor because he'll get us the railroad. My mom will get us the railroad. No, she won't. Yes, she will.
All right, boys, listen to me, both of you. There's to be no fighting.
But he said...
It doesn't matter what he said. No fighting, period. Do you understand?
Yes, Miss Thatcher. Yes, ma'am.
Now, you two are friends. It's all right to disagree, but you can't let what's happening with the railroad affect your friendship. Why don't you take your seat, Robert?
Yes, ma'am.
Cody, I know you want to defend your mom, and that's admirable. But fighting doesn't solve anything. It only leads to more anger and more fighting.
I'm sorry.
Being the mayor is a hard job, but your mom knows what she's doing. Okay?
So, are you and Jessie still on a break?
Just want to be sure I'm ready to get serious again.
I understand. But does Jessie?
He's trying, but it's hard on him.
Men aren't emotionally sophisticated creatures. Generally, the best you can get out of them is a blank nod.
But Lee seems to be pretty understanding.
Oh, well, emotions are like a muscle. Takes work to make them strong. Lee doesn't realize it, but I have him doing emotional push-ups at least twice a day.
Well, it's working.
Fit as a fiddle. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Lawson, what brings you into the shop today? Perhaps a new suit for you, Mr. Lawson? I understand you have an anniversary coming up.
Thank you, but we're here to return a dress my wife bought yesterday. It's unworn. I hope it's not a problem.
Well, was there something wrong with it?
No, not at all.
She got a little carried away. People like us, well, we don't have the money for fancy clothes like this.
I understand. It is a shame. Wilma does look beautiful in this dress.
I'm sure she does.
Very well. I'll get you your refund.
We appreciate it.
Well, there you are.
Thank you. We should get home now.
Wilma, I'm really sorry if I caused you any trouble. It's just the way you looked in that dress. You didn't do anything wrong. We just can't afford it.
Remember, I want to see a person nice and prominent in your landscapes.
Miss Thatcher, I'm done.
Oh, those are so beautiful. Thank you so much, girls. Here you are. A few more for you. Julie, why are you giving Laura an A? I don't see a person in that sketch.
Well, look at how beautiful her work is.
Yes, but we have to assess them based on how well they follow directions.
Come on, look at it.
I am. And I don't see a person. Laura didn't include a person because she isn't as confident drawing them. We have to guide and encourage her to go beyond her natural abilities. A letter grade is just one of the tools of the trade. You're not doing Laura any favors by giving her an A when she hasn't earned one.
I'm just not getting this.
That's not true. The children are all learning a lot from you. And they really like you, I can tell. It's just that sometimes we have to do the difficult thing for their own good.
This is hard.
Yes, it can be.
This whole mess with the railroad is getting out of hand.
The boys will be fine, Abigail. It's just a part of growing up.
I know, but I still feel responsible for them fighting.
You? How are you responsible?
After what happened with Ray Wyatt, I should have been better prepared to take on the railroad.
Abigail, you have a contract. No one can blame you for relying on that.
I guess not.
Look, you will find a way to beat the railroad. I know you will. You're the best mayor Hope Valley has ever had.
You have to say that. You're my best friend.
And you should know by now that your best friend would never lie to you.
I just feel awful about Wilma. She loves that dress, and why wouldn't she? She looked gorgeous in it. I want her to have that dress.
But sweetheart, this is about more than just money. This is about pride. People like Kurt and Wilma, they want to make their own way. They don't want to take charity.
Still, I wish there was something I could do. She said she hasn't had a new dress in years, and do you know, everything she wears, she makes herself.
Uh-oh. I know that look.
If Wilma makes clothes for her entire family, she must be an excellent seamstress. She could make the very same dress.
And how could she do that?
I'm going to give her the pattern.
Well, is Dottie going to be okay with that? Doesn't it hurt her business?
Yes, but you don't understand. Sometimes when you see someone in a piece that you've designed, you just know it was meant for them.
So this dress was just meant for Wilma?
Yes. And if I get her the pattern, she might just finish in time.
Well, in time for what?
To finish it before her anniversary. I want her night to be special. She deserves it.
Well, if she deserves it.
Cody, you should be in bed by now, young man.
I was just finishing my prayers.
Now, that's a good reason. Miss Thatcher told me about what happened in school today.
I'm sorry, Mom.
I'm sorry too, Cody.
For what?
For putting you and Robert in the middle of this. You're just kids. You're too young to worry about things like the railroad.
I didn't want to fight with him, but he was being mean to you.
And I appreciate you wanting to stick up for me, but we talked about this. I want you to use your words to solve a disagreement, not your fists.
I know. You're not mad at me, are you?
Never.
Mom, I like being on your side.
I love you, Cody. Get some sleep.
Wilma! Wilma! I'm glad I found you. Could I talk with you for a moment?
Of course. If this is about the dress, I'm very sorry about what happened.
Don't be silly. No, I shouldn't have pushed you into buying it.
It's not your fault. Your dress was lovely. But I have to accept that a nice dress isn't in the cards for me.
Well, what if I told you there was a way you could have that dress without paying so much money for it? These are the patterns for that dress. You're a good seamstress. This is nothing you can't handle. All you need is fabric.
This is so kind of you. Are you sure this is okay?
It'll be on one condition.
What's that?
You finish it in time for your anniversary.
Then I better hurry.
Feel free to stop in again. Rosemary, I just sold one of your designs from the traveling collection.
That's wonderful.
You don't sound enthusiastic.
We're partners, aren't we?
Well, yes.
So in the spirit of partnership, I wanted to tell you that I may have given away one of our patterns to Wilma Lawson for free just now.
You may have, or you did.
She fell in love with one of our new evening gowns and she tried it on. Of course, she looked absolutely beautiful in it. Day after she bought it, she came back and returned it because she said her husband said they couldn't afford it.
So you gave her the pattern so she could make the dress herself?
Yes, I know. I should have talked to you about it first. It was silly of me.
Rosemary.
But you should have seen the look on her face. It's their anniversary.
Rosemary,
all she wanted to do was catch her husband's eye. She needed to have something new to wear. If you want to dock it from my pay, I absolutely understand.
Rosemary.
It's fine.
It is.
In fact, you're brilliant.
I am?
This is a completely new market for us. Why didn't I think of this sooner? Designer fashion at bargain prices.
Yes?
We can call it Sew Your Own. We provide the pattern, the customer buys the fabric. Oh, it is a can't miss, Rosemary. Oh.
Just exactly what I had planned.
Here you go. Thanks, Miss Thatcher. I got an A. I only got a B minus. But Hattie got an A.
I'm afraid you didn't follow directions. I specifically said there had to be a person in your landscape.
But a B minus?
Well, I had to mark you down for that. But the rest is beautiful. You have the talent to draw a person, Laura. Just try. It takes practice.
Yes, Miss Thatcher. I feel so mean.
Oh, you're not mean. You're just being a teacher. So, you are still having the town meeting, even though the man from the railroad said he's not going?
Bill promises to get him there, and if he shows up, all we can do is state our case.
I have faith.
I wish everyone was as optimistic as you. Cody tells me that the children have been talking about the meeting.
They've been asking me about it, too. I think they're all scared about what it means for the town and their families. I tried to put their minds at ease, but you know children.
Oh, I hate to think about them sitting at home worrying about it.
Maybe I could spend some time with them tonight during the meeting. Do an activity, take their minds off things.
Oh, we couldn't ask you to do that. And besides, you should be at the meeting, too.
I want to be with my students.
Okay. Why don't you do it at the cafe? I'll bake some cookies.
What's this?
It's a citation. Your car is illegally parked.
What?
No, it's a town ordinance. No parking your car on city streets more than 24 hours.
This is ridiculous. You know as well as I do that this car wasn't running. In fact, I think you sabotaged it.
Well, there'll be a judge in town in a few days to hear this outrageous accusation.
I'll just pay the fine and go.
Are you bribing me?
No, I said I would pay the fine.
Sounded like a bribe.
What is it you want?
I'd like a little justice in the world, Mr. Weston. Seems like we're in short supply.
You think that if I go to this town hall meeting that bad things will stop happening to me?
I've been known to be a betting man. My wager would be yes.
Good evening, Mr. Lawson.
Evening. You haven't seen my wife around, have you? She left me a note wanting me to meet her here.
I just spoke with her. She wanted me to tell you she'd be along any minute.
Oh. All right.
I heard you two are celebrating your anniversary this evening. How many years?
10 years.
Oh, congratulations. I'm sure they've been very happy.
Oh, they have. Where exactly is Wilma? We have to be getting on to Benson Hill soon.
She's just making a few adjustments in the dress shop.
Adjustments? To what?
Well, take a look for yourself.
What do you think?
Wilma, we talked about this.
It's not the same dress. I made this myself, with Rosemary's help. Don't you like it?
Oh, honey, it's not about whether I like it or not.
The way you looked at me just now when I walked over here, I miss that.
You don't need a dress to be beautiful. But I gotta say, this one is really nice.
And you look handsome as ever.
You better get going if you want to make it to Benson Hills in time.
You don't have to worry about a thing. Your ride approaches.
All right.
It's a special night. We wanted you to ride in style.
Come on in. Okay, here we go. Don't worry, he drives for me at the mill all the time. And I'm sure he'll be very careful. Won't you?
Of course.
Right.
Happy anniversary!
Be careful with my car!
And we are all going to suffer if you don't build that depot like you promised.
Thank you, Ned.
I'm relying on it. I just moved my dress shop into a larger space.
Look, we're all worried about our economic interests. Unfortunately, the railroad's interests dictate building the depot in Jameson.
Would anyone like to hear another story?
No. How long do you think the meeting will be, Miss Thatcher?
I don't know. But what I do know is that none of your parents would want you to worry about anything.
But my dad is worried.
Yeah.
My parents don't want to leave Hope Valley.
Mine either.
Why isn't the railroad building the depot?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't they make a promise?
They signed a contract, which is like giving their word.
Then why won't they build it? Yeah.
I wish we could see what's going on in that meeting.
Me too.
Wait, could we, Miss Thatcher? Could we?
Yeah.
You know, it's time we showed Mr. Weston just how much this means to us. Follow me.
I agreed to attend this meeting, but it's getting late. Unless someone has something new to add. I do.
As a businessman, I cannot fault you for valuing profits. But you need to know that this decision will affect your bottom line. If the railroad reneges on its promise to build a depot here in Hope Valley, the sawmill will no longer use the railroad to transport its lumber.
Don't be ridiculous. How will you get your lumber to market?
The old-fashioned way. Horses and wagon.
Your costs will go through the roof.
Mm-hmm. And the money that you've already laid out to build the spur line to my sawmill, that's out the window too. But you're right. I will make less money. But there are things in this world that are more important than money. Like doing the right thing.
Mr. Coulter, I don't have a choice. So if you want to run your sawmill into the ground, it's your business. Unless there's anything else.
I have something I'd like to say. Now, before you close the railroad office and leave us for good, I thought you should have a look at the faces of those most affected by your decision. Look at them, please. Now, these children are not numbers on a financial sheet. They are the future of Hope Valley, and this is their home. And the consequences of your actions will live on long after you've driven away counting your money. So if you are determined to break your promise, the very least you can do is look these children in the eyes and explain to them why.
I'd like to say something too.
Cody. Yes, of course. Go right ahead.
My mom told me I should solve things with my words and not my fists. So that's what I want to do. My name is Cody Stanton. It used to be Cody Hastings, but then my parents died and my sister and I were orphans. Miss Abigail adopted us. She didn't have to, but she did. And she made a promise to us that she would love us and raise us and teach us right from wrong. And she's done that every day. Miss Thatcher is my teacher, and she taught me that my word means everything, and that it's more important than money or being popular. So I try not to make any promises I can't keep. And, well, I know the railroad isn't a man, but you are. But it seems to me that if a promise is made, it should be kept. So I think the railroad should keep their promise, like everyone else is supposed to do.
Right, everyone, we have a very busy day today, so let's get started. Would you all please open up your readers?
Could I say a few words, Miss Thatcher?
Of course, Miss Thatcher.
First of all, I want to thank you for welcoming me into your classroom. I have learned so many things in my time here. Well, I learned that teaching is one of the most challenging and rewarding professions there is. It requires so many different skills. It's a calling, and it's not for everyone. So, with that in mind, I'm announcing that after today, I will no longer be your apprentice teacher. Instead, I will be pursuing my true destiny, which is to be an artist.
Are you sure this is what you want?
I'm sure.
Well, we'll miss you, won't we, class?
Yeah! Oh, I'll miss you too.
Why don't you all continue reading where we left off yesterday, all right?
Julie, how did you make this decision?
Teaching art in your classroom made me realize something. That the thing that I most want to do with my life has been under my nose all along.
Well, I'm so happy for you. But I want you to know something. I think you could have been an excellent teacher.
You're the teacher in the family, Elizabeth. I need to find out if I have what it takes to be the artist.
I'm willing to bet you do.
Sorry she's late.
It's no problem. Laura, why don't you take your seat?
Laura was up late working on a drawing of me.
Oh, she's really quite good.
Yeah, she is.
Sorry, could I just look at that, please?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. Thanks.
What's going on?
Just got word this morning. Railroad needs wood to start building the new depot.
Oh, we did it!
We did it!
Mr. Weston, you changed your mind.
Actually, your whole town changed it for me.
We're a strong community.
That you are. And you should be very proud of your son.
I am.
You know, he and I have something in common. I was an orphan too. And when he talked about how you kept your word to him, to adopt him, to raise him right, it really got me thinking about my own life. I wasn't as lucky as him.
Well, you seem to have done pretty well for yourself.
Our childhood never leaves us. That's why it's nice to have a loving hand to help show you the way. I wired National Pacific, and I got them to agree to honor the contract. We're going to build a depot here and in Jamestown.
Thank you. I am sure your investment will pay off.
You're a great mayor, Mrs. Stanton, and an even better parent. Come on, guys.
Elizabeth, what's wrong?
The battle's coming to a head in the Northern Territories. There's a fierce fight going on, and the Mounties have had a lot of casualties.
Oh, Elizabeth, it's going to be okay.
I hope so.
Next Sunday, Jack is back.
The thought of dancing with you kept me going.
Then what are you waiting for?
Their dreams are finally coming true.
I don't want to be engaged. I want to get married.
This is really happening.
And it all leads to the most romantic moment yet.
Are you ready to make the announcement?
Are you? Because once this gets out, things could get a little crazy around here.
I'm ready.
An all-new When Calls the Heart, next Sunday night at 9 on Hallmark Channel.